And then you said you were going to...
Yes, I did. I asked Mr. Chairman about that, putting the gesture removal. I asked you about that.
Yes, there's no provision under Robert's Rules or the FOI Act to add gestures or, for instance, facial expressions, for instance. You don't put people's facial expressions.
So basically, you're just telling me I've asked, this is my second time asking that at least that be addressed. It has not been addressed?
And as far as I know, it would not be. I mean, my ruling as chair would be that the minutes are supposed to reflect, and maybe this is a point to make this, our minutes actually are far more elaborate than they are required to be by law. Under the Freedom of Information Act, the only thing that is required to be in minutes is attendance, language of motions, and votes. So our minutes could be one page, and they would meet the requirements of the FOI Act. Interestingly, if you look at Roberts, Roberts doesn't require much more than that either. Basically says you should have attendance, motions, sub-motions, things of that sort, but neither of them requires any report at all on the substance of the debate. Now, I personally prefer having some detail on the debate. I think it's helpful for people to understand what the board's doing. But we're already including a lot more than we have to by law. And if we're going to go beyond that to say that we now have to include gestures, I mean, gestures is a part of body language. You could then say, well, okay, I didn't like the way Jack was looking at me. I wanted a note made of his facial expression when he was laughing at me, or that scowl that he made. And, you know, I think that would go way overkill. So I think we should stick to what people say, what the motions are made, attendance, adjournments, and things of that sort, and not try to load the minutes up with material that's not really relevant.
So basically, you're saying that inappropriate behavior gesture is okay. You're fine.
No, I didn't say that. If someone engages in inappropriate behavior on the board, Robert's Rules allows any member of the board to raise what's called a point of personal privilege. If a person feels that they have been treated improperly, that someone's been disrespectful, the proper procedure would be to make a point of personal privilege, bring it to the attention of the chair. If the chair is aware of the problem, the chair should address it. If the chair does not address it, the board member there are several remedies available in Robert's Rules, such as making a motion to censure a member for inappropriate conduct. So there are mechanisms available to deal with that. It's just putting it in the minutes is not the proper way per Robert's Rules. I will circulate a memo to everybody citing the specific language of Roberts for dealing with situations like that. So if somebody does feel that there's inappropriate conduct, I will send a memo to the board explaining exactly how you address that with point of personal privilege and disciplinary motions.
Well, I've already voiced my concern on it, so. It was addressed at the last board meeting, and although you weren't here, I addressed it with the acting chair. So I'm not sure, would you want me to address it with you now, or?
You mean the thing about putting gestures into the minutes?
No, the behavior.
Yes, you can bring that up now if you want to.
Okay. I want to bring up on March 18th, there was an inappropriate action or behavior by one of the board members, and I want to find out how we are going to address that in the future.
Okay. What was the behavior that you considered appropriate?
Inappropriate was behavior where a board member stood up screaming, shaking, and they acted like they wanted to strangle someone. And then they knocked over the chair and stormed out. During the conversation where I was just simply relaying the process.
Okay. Well, I would agree that behavior like that is not appropriate.
Right.
Now, is there anybody who doesn't think that's inappropriate? Okay. Then I think we should have an understanding that if anybody behaved in a manner like that in the future, there would probably be a motion for appropriate disciplinary action taken against them. And as I said, I will write a memo explaining exactly what the provisions in here and how you do that, if that would satisfy the board. Okay. All right. Any other board member announcements? Ms. Mosby.
Oh,
I apologize.
No,
Ms.
it's not
Murray.
okay. No, it's not.
I got the M's and the
That's
rest
okay,
of
but
the
you're going to
next
change that soon. That I bless you. This evening, comments. We usually have statements where you say, is there anyone else who did not have an opportunity to sign up and speak for the board? We didn't do that this evening, and it changed the rules a little bit in my mind. Okay. And so that's what I just want to just kind of bring to the.
Can I comment?
Yes,
Maybe
please do.
make a comment?
Yeah, on that.
Go ahead. So
I think it was a little over a year ago, we decided that the public comments, the sheet is out there from about 7:30 until I pick it up, and that's ample time for people to sign up. And it also gives us the ability to kind of organize the process of the meeting, because then everybody just starts raising their hand. I want to speak, I want to speak, I want to speak. And so instead of, we want people to get here on time, sign up, and this is the list of the people that we're going to bring up to the podium. And from what I understand, most of us were in agreement that we weren't. Most of us.
Thank you.
That's a better way to handle the public comment section. And we stopped that about maybe a year and a half ago.
Do we feel that it was getting out of control? Is that why we're trying to control the flow of the public comments?
Correct, because we didn't know, our meetings go on forever. We're going to be here till about 11, who knows? And so what we try to do is not limit the amount of people that can speak, but just organize who's speaking and allow them to come, write their names down, and that's how we're going to handle it.
Okay, so I just want to put on notes that I just felt that we should have allowed the member who wanted to speak from the public to speak. And I do understand, I'm part of the board who sits here, until midnight if that's what happens. But I just feel that I didn't know who the person was. I have no idea what the person was going to say. But I just think if you come out, for public comment, that you should be allowed to speak. It just was very, very obvious there, and I was not comfortable with that. So that's just my comment on that.
All right. Any other comments?